Hi there, thanks for joining me. I'm going to do a very quick demonstration of something today that I thought I'd never have to do, but it doesn't seem to be going away, and that is presenting things in PowerPoint. So you might have Power BI, you might have great dashboards in ADO, but I suspect you clicked on this because you're still doing a lot of your presentations in PowerPoint, and you're getting a bit tired of extracting stuff and reformatting stuff, and so you want to automate your connections between Azure Boards, which is Microsoft's solution for application lifecycle management, and Microsoft PowerPoint, which is their presentation tool, which execs and steering committees and boards still want to see their decks. It's kind of replaced Microsoft Word for reporting, really. So let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to do this in the most basic way. I'm going to look at just a list of tasks and get their statuses up to date. So you could do this with hundreds and hundreds of data points. I'm going to do it with what is there on the screen, 10 or 15. So, and also all the remaining work's the same. So I'm not doing anything particularly complicated, but you would start off with a query of the data that you want to present and one that you'd like to present and update automatically when you present next time. So this is perfect for like your steering committees or your monthly reporting. So I started with this screen. This is a query. I'm not going to go into how to build queries in ADO. If you don't know that, there's loads and loads of tutorials out there on that. But this one is you've got a query in ADO, you've saved it. This is in my queries, it could be in shared. And the idea is you've also got the ADO plugin, which I will put in a link to this video, installed on your desktop. So there's an Azure Boards plugin that allows you to connect directly to Excel. And once you've got this plugin, you've got the team tab, you go new list, and in that there's some screens you jump through, but essentially you can go and pick any query that you've built, and that will stick it in here as a data source. Really nice and easy. Ignore that read only. I've just clicked on something that is read only, but actually all of this you can also update and publish updates. That's for a different video. But once you've got this, you can now connect this to PowerPoint. I'm going to show you that. So this data here isn't really much use. Yes, you could just dump a list straight in PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you one other trick that if you're not already using pivot tables, learn how to use pivot tables would be my advice. So once I've got this, I would grab some data and put it into a pivot table. So you go insert pivot table, and here you go again. Pivot tables are pretty standard stuff in Excel, but it then allows you to then create a chart from that pivot table. So this pivot table's got this, and you go insert chart. And so now I have a chart of all of the states, which I've updated as I went, by the way. So now I've updated some to done and in progress as if they were from the system. And so now I've got a chart showing me the remaining work based on the status. So we've got a lot more to do, a little bit of done, and some in progress. Now, what you want to do now is go into there and go and copy that. So right mouse click copy, but copy this entire object. And then when you go into PowerPoint, you go paste special. And from that, you have to go and select paste link, Microsoft chart object. Click OK, and you're going to get exactly what you thought you were going to get. It looks like that. But that is not a direct paste, it's a reference to Excel. And so now any updates that you do in ADO, in Excel will get updated here, which means any updates you do in ADO will get updated in Excel, which get updated here. Now, you're looking at this and you're going, yeah, but that's just a simple chart. I could just do that. Imagine this is thousands of lines in ADO. You could just let it be updated, do the refreshes, and it would just update in your monthly report. So let's just play that one through. In ADO, let's go and change this default. Let's change one of them to be different, 30. It's now for 30 remaining work rather than 5. Now, I'm not saying that would be a need to update, but at the end of a month, these loads of things are going to be updated. You've got hundreds of records and they're all going to be updated. You would then just open up your Excel, click refresh. This refresh here pulls all that data back from ADO and updates all of this data. However, it's only updated your data. You've refreshed your data from there. So there's two refreshes to do. One is to update your pull from ADO, and the other one is you go to the data tab and refresh the data, and that updates your pivot. Now, if you just did a direct copy of your board, of your data into Excel, into PowerPoint, you wouldn't need to do the second one. But if you've done a pivot, you need to refresh your pivot data, and that's what's thrown in there. Now, at that point, if you go to your Excel, it has actually automatically updated because you've got the two open, if they're both open, that is. Otherwise, you just go into your PowerPoint, go update link, and that will update that data on that chart. So let's play that back again. You create a query in Excel, in ADO. From that, put in whatever data you want. It could be all of the user stories this year and their state. You could do that. And then all the user stories for a particular project. Just do that. And then for that project, you create a PowerPoint and you create an Excel. You throw that query into Excel using the team tool, which I will add the link to the description here. And then from that, once you've got that data, you can do whatever you like with it. I've in here demonstrated a pivot, which allows you to create a chart with counts and sums on. Once you've got that, you copy the chart and you paste it special. Paste special object. And from that moment onwards, you are connected all the way from your ADO query all the way through to PowerPoint. All you need to do after you've done that and set it up the first time is update your data from the ADO in Excel. And then if you've used a pivot, you'd have to do an update data as well there. If you've not, if you've done direct from the list. So for example, if you just wanted to get a query of show me the features that are outstanding this quarter, and it was a list of 5 things, and you wanted to just paste a table into PowerPoint, you could do that. And then all you'd be doing is updating your ADO whenever you opened the Excel, and it would update your PowerPoint automatically. And you've saved a load of hassle. It's direct, it's true data. And if you're an Excel wizard, which a lot of people are, you can do all the fancy stuff you like and then just stick it into PowerPoint. All right. I hope that's going to be useful to you. Enjoy. Check out all my other videos on this website. And I look forward to the next video.